My guess is going to be that you clicked on this video for one of two reasons. First reason being that you are someone who is trying to find that special, distinctive quality about yourself. Or you are somebody that had that distinctive, special quality, but then you lost it. Either way, I have set all the intentions during this time on us bringing it back home. We got to bring it back home. We have to bring it back center to the core so that we can understand who we are. In all seriousness though, we do have to have a better understanding of who we are, because once we truly understand who we are as an individual, you as you, me as Tony, once I know who I am, that's when you can really tap into what makes me distinctive, what makes me set apart from everyone else in the world. And at that point, you really can unlock that je ne sais quoi about yourself. So if you are new here, hey girl, hey, my name is Tony. If you have been here, girl, you already know we are about to get into all of the meat. No potatoes, no sides this time. We're getting into the meat of this conversation right off the bat. So if you are into the more cutesy stuff, the glide, what is that? What is that, girl? Get your thoughts together. If you are interested in the style, the glam, the makeup, beauty, all of that, you can catch me on my short form platforms. Links are down below because y'all already know. Here on YouTube, we are keeping it all centered and focused around the conversation. So let's get into finding that je ne sais quoi about yourself. In this thing here that we call life, you have two options, okay? You can either be a carbon copy or you can be distinct. And I want to start this conversation off with a Instagram post that I saw. So I love me some Ari Lennox. I love me some Ari Lennox down, okay? And from day one, I always felt that she was different from every other artist that I listened to. Like, of course, you have, you know, Janae Aiko. I like her music too. She's kind of distinctive. She has a very different vibe about her, which I appreciate. But there is something about Ari Lennox that has always caught my eye. And I want to share this post that she posted, I want to say October 14th or something. I'm going to read halfway through the post. If you want to read the rest, you can definitely pause it. But it says, hey, I'm working on a plan to transition myself off of social media for good. I don't believe I'll ever mature and be as happy as long as I have it. So my last day of socials will be December 18th. My 2-year sobriety anniversary. I will be deleting my Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok permanently. The fear of losing brand deals, music sales, and will no longer keep me here. To all of my beautiful fans, I'm not just happy nor thriving here. Or excuse me, let me reiterate that, sorry. To all of my beautiful fans, I'm just not happy nor thriving here. I have a very toxic and codependent relationship with these apps. My happiness is worth more to me than using these platforms to promote. I truly believe I can get creative with marketing elsewhere. I'm so exhausted with my addiction to the internet and gossip and attention and validation and yearning to be in control and oversharing. I just want to be free and complete. And then she goes on the rest of her post to just talk about different ways that you'll be able to get in touch with her, her website where you can see her tour dates and all of that. But I shared this post for a very specific reason. I shared that example because I want you guys to notice the distinction about her character. She is basically putting herself in a line of fire. She is going up against everything that she's worked for at this point, literally putting her career on the line to say, you know what? This is what I stand on. This is what I value. This is what is at my core. This is who I am. I value being happy. I value being back in control of my life. See, we like to think that comparison is something that we just easily get over. Do you think this woman has a very successful career, and she is even saying, look, I deal with the same types of issues. This isn't something that I'm going to easily get over, but this is what I'm willing to do in order for me to move forward. That right there screams distinction. That right there screams, I have a je ne sais quoi about myself. I have something special about me, and I am going to fight tooth and nail, whatever I gotta do, fight the big dogs, the little dogs, all of them. I am going to fight until I have nothing left to give to hold on to that special, unique thing about myself. She liberated herself in that moment, but she also put herself up for judgment. Like, I want to sit and kind of dive into this just briefly, because she took her most oh, it's the spider! Oh my, oh, hold on. One thing about me, baby, I don't do spiders. I don't care if it's a baby spider. I don't care if it's as big as the tip of my finger. I don't do spiders. And that mug was just like dangling on my curtains. And I don't know if I killed it. I think I swatted it. So now I can't even think straight. Y'all, I can't stand bugs, and now I feel like I can't even think straight. Okay, I'm gonna try my best to get myself back on track. Basically, I think what I was saying was that she took her most like intimate thoughts, right? And she was able to liberate herself from that by making a bold statement and a bold action saying, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove myself from all of these platforms. But just think for a second, do you know how sure of yourself you have to be, especially for someone in her career, at the height of her career at that? You have to be 100% sure of yourself to make such a statement, to say, this is what I'm going to do. I am prioritizing myself. I'm prioritizing my happiness, and I don't care who has to say anything about it. That's the point that we need to get to. We need to get so sure of ourselves and so sure of what it is that we want out of life that we can get to a point where we are ready to go up to bat with any and everybody to say, I don't care. This is me. This is what I stand on. That right there makes me gain so much more respect for a person. Like I said, her as an artist, I already respected, but her as an individual, I respect that so much, because you're basically saying, I don't care what I have, material and all. I am willing to put everything on the line to stay true to who I am. That right there makes you special. You guys know when I do these videos, I'm not here to tell you what to do. Even if I say, oh, this is a guide, it's not for me to say, you need to do X, Y, and Z so that you can get to where I am. No, I'm just sharing what has worked for me personally and what I am currently using or utilizing as far as different tactics, strategies, and all of that to become a better woman. I have been thinking recently, especially when I thought about what happened to my special quality that I had, I started thinking about the fact that I am interesting even with lack. And I think that that is something that a lot of people go through, is that they are looking at their lives from the perspective of lack, that they don't have enough about themselves to be interesting enough. Like, if we look at lifestyle culture right now, the whole lifestyle culture content, I feel like that's the biggest downfall about it, honestly, is that we feel that if we don't have enough money, or if I don't have enough to travel every single month or do this or do that, that my life is not interesting. I really feel like people have that mindset now, and that's horrible. Like, how did we get to that part, or that point, excuse me, how did we get to that point in our society that we feel like we have nothing to show and that our life is boring and that we're not good enough just because we don't have the financial means like somebody else does? That is a terrible mindset to have. And honestly, you will never find your spark that way. If you think that money is the key to you finding your special it factor, absolutely wrong. You'll never find it. It'll be drifting off in that way, and you'll be drifting off in this way. Your intellect makes you interesting. Let's see, your experiences make you interesting. The fact that you have failed 452 times, but yet you have gotten up 576, that makes you interesting. And heck, I want to know what you did, because share something with me so I can know how to do it. You have so many interesting qualities about yourself right now, babe, that you just don't even realize. I guarantee if I were to meet even half of y'all in person, just out on the street, and we talked for 5 or 10 minutes, I could probably pick up on the special uniqueness about yourself. And I would hope that somebody can do the same for me. Like when I talk and engage with people, I want them to see that I have just something different than everybody else. And honestly, for my content creators out there, that is the exact factor that you need right now in order to build your content. Because let me tell you, going back to what I said about being a carbon copy, I've been a carbon copy before. I feel like a lot of us, especially content creators, like I said just for a moment, we want to build our platforms. We want to grow. We want to show, okay, hey, look at me. I got something special here. Come watch me. But when you're trying to force it, it's not going to happen. When you can just naturally show up and that special like distinction comes out on its own, people gravitate to that. So that's why it's important that you find that. That's why it's important that anytime you're interacting with somebody, content creator or not, that you're trying to pick up on what that special thing is about that person. And honestly, you can probably tell that within your relationships right now. I have relationships, friendships, for example. I have friendships right now that I can tell you right off top, probably 5 to 10 special things that I've picked up in each of those people. And that's why our friendships have lasted for years and years. You have relationships right now. That's exactly why those people are around you, because there is something special that sticks out about that person and you appreciate it. That's why you have that friendship. That's why you've invested your time and energy into that friendship. All right, this is a very fair warning, okay? You guys are going to hear me repetitively talk about values. I gave you a fair warning, but I want to put that disclaimer out there because when you know who you are at your core, when you know what you value, you begin to live your life for you. I have been there. I've been there. I have been the person who did not truly live my life for me because I didn't know what was important to me. I didn't want to be a carbon copy anymore. I didn't want to walk around without having that special spark about me anymore. So what did I do? I started figuring out, oh, I lack in values. I lack what is near and dear to my heart, my core. I lacked in all of those areas. And that's why I was walking around feeling like I wasn't an interesting woman and I didn't have anything going for myself. But then I was like, oh, I have a lot of things going on for myself. So that is why I am going to stress and keep stressing values to you, because until you figure out what you value in your life, you'll never, like I said, find that spark, that distinction, but you will never live your life truly for you. You're always going to live your life trying to please somebody else, trying to get validation, trying to, work as hard so you can get what somebody else has. Do you even want that? Like, for instance, I've talked about this before with my makeup. You guys, I started as a makeup and beauty girl and I was doing all these different makeup looks. At the end of the day, I value being a poised and polished woman. I have a whole video talking about being poised and polished, but that's what I value. I value giving like that very timeless, chic, like just, y'all ever look at a woman and just be like, oh my gosh, she's so timeless. Like she just has something about her. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to. I don't have to look like everybody else. I don't have to wear lashes if I don't want to. I don't have to wear a lot of contouring and this and that if I don't want to. Oh shoot, this is why I know I'm talking too much because I just sucked in air and almost burped. Sorry, I didn't burp, but I almost did. Sorry anyway. I don't value trying to know what the word is on the street. I don't value going to the clubs. I don't value relationships that are not serving me or, feeding me some type of intellect or, something. Like, I don't value those kind of things. I value being a homebody. Never thought I'd say it, but I value being a homebody. So I'm getting a better understanding of who I am, what I like, who is Tony, because I probably couldn't answer that before, but now I can, and probably not 100%, but at least I'm making an investment every single day, trying to really figure out the woman that I'm supposed to be. So how does this help your glow up journey? It has everything to do with your glow up journey. 80-20, and I'm gonna drill that down your throat too. 80-20, 80% mental glow up, 20% physical glow up. Figuring out your values, figuring out your core, figuring out who you are as a person has everything to do with a mental glow up. All of this has everything to do with a mindset shift too. Like, let's be clear. Everything that I'm talking about, when I talk about finding your values, your core, everything has to do with a simple mindset shift. And there's a book that I'm reading right now. Actually, I'm listening to it on Audible, but it got so good. I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble tonight after I get done recording this video, and I am going to pick it up and I'm going to say something on my next video about this book. But this book in particular, I've backtracked. I've read a lot of books where it talks about mindset shifting and all of that, but this book in particular really made me realize at any given moment you can shift your mindset and be a totally different person. Embrace every single quirk, every single imperfection that you think you have. Embrace all of it, because it is what makes you you. When it comes to your style and how you want to present yourself, make sure it is a direct reflection of how you feel internally. I've been seeing a lot of posts on TikTok about how the like fashion trends and all the style girlies and stuff like that, there is no personal style out anymore because everybody's just replicating the same thing. If you find inspiration from somebody who posts style content, fashion content, figure out how to make it personalized to you. And then what I want you to do furthermore is like really sit and figure out if that is going to speak to the values that you've established. I want to get to a point, and I feel like I'm slowly doing that, but I want to get to a point where my internal values, like you can tell all of my internal values in how I dress, how I wear my makeup, how I wear my hair. I want it to be like, I want to be a clear walking poster of how I feel internally. But you know what, y'all? I just feel like I'm kind of rambling at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and tie this video together. I'm going to be honest. I had an outline, and for the most part, I have stuck to the outline. But I also said that I kind of wanted to just let this flow freely today. And I feel like I done flowed a little too much. And I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I feel like I'm rambling. So anyway, I'm going to tie it all together and just remind you, you are special. You have something so special about yourself, and I want you to find it. I want you to find it. I'm finding mine. I'm getting back. I'm getting back to it. Yeah, I'm gonna get off of here because I don't even know what's going on with me at this moment. But thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this conversation. Hopefully I was not repetitive too much, but I just, even if I was, I want to get the point across. That's my only goal. So again, I hope you found some inspiration on today's video. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you enjoyed today's video and what you enjoyed the most. I always love engaging with you guys and responding to comments, but I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for the support, and I will check you guys on the next video. Until next time, my loves.